What is going on, everybody? My name is The Rose, and we're back for part 2 of episode 6. We just finished watching the Nippon Ichi Studios America press conference, and boy, what a shit show that was.
Yeah, it was awful.
But we're gonna get into that. But first, the usual. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. I'm also trying to get affiliated on Twitch, so if you appreciate giving me a following there, that'd be cool as hell. 7 followers away from that magic number I need to get to. So, yeah, all the links down in the description box down below. Follow Black Sakura and Erin Fitzgerald, the fascinating, amazing voice actress as well. And go to jotaku.net where you can read about some of our articles, which I'm sure one of us is going to have something to say about this conference on there as well tonight.
Oh, Christ,
Or tomorrow. One of the two.
that was a fucking disgrace. So you said you had a short story, though, that you wanted to start off with.
Yeah. So, after I was done talking to Chceck, and I'm getting rid of my dinner plate, I had hamburgers for dinner. Pretty good stuff, but I should have had pizza. But anyways, so I'm waiting for the press conference to start. I was about to turn it on, and it said it got another 16 and a half minutes. I'm like, well, they said 9:30 Eastern time, my time, which is 10:30 for you. And then I saw underneath the time, the timer ticking down. It said 9:45. I'm like, all right, I guess I have time to go to the bathroom. So I go in the bathroom, and I open the bathroom window because when I go dump ass in the bathroom, I would rather not suffocate myself from my own fumes. So I opened I opened the fucking bathroom window, right? And my neighbor, I guess, was outside with his dog because he was like bringing his dog in. And I let out the loudest, fucking, most echoed fart in the toilet. It was so loud. My neighbor goes, "What the fuck was that?"
That's fucking great.
And then it turns out I didn't have to shit after all, so I got off the toilet.
I think that's hilarious. So, earlier today I was at this meeting where apparently you're not the only person to ask me if I have a drinking problem. Because we were doing this thing for Team Watercraft where it was like this almost like solidarity exercise for the team. And I mentioned that I'm drinking. And they're like, "Are you always drinking?" And I was like, "You have not had an interaction with me when I'm sober." And they're like, "Do you have a drinking problem?" And I was like, "I wouldn't quite call it a problem.
I'm just Irish."
Yeah, I'm just Irish. Which is funny, because you said you were, like, I'm currently drinking vodka. And you mentioned that during the press conference when we were watching it together, every, 2 minutes I was pouring another drink.
Fucking A, you were. Like, all I heard was glug, 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 glug in the fucking cup. I'm like, oh god, there goes another shot.
It's not even shots, it's like whole glasses.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Well, okay, it's actually mixed drinks, if we want to get technical.
How does your liver stand that? I know you're a young guy, but fucking A.
I'm a young Irishman. That's how.
A young Irish Canadian.
Yeah, my body was made to fucking withstand just copious amounts of booze.
I got some Irish in me too.
I was drinking on stream, and I already feel like I'm sobering up.
Dude,
that's messed up.
I'm partially Irish too, but goddamn, I wouldn't be able to handle liquor like you. In fact, I got a beer story if you want to hear it.
Sure.
The first time I ever tried beer. You're gonna laugh at me for this one because of how you drink. So
I don't like beer though, so I mean I might sympathize with you.
No, you're gonna laugh on how it happened. So I was at a Memorial Day party at my uncle's house when he was still alive. Rest in peace, Fred. And it was quite a few years ago. I'm going to say maybe 2011. And it was towards the end of the party. We were bringing stuff in the house. And I was drinking a Barks root beer. And now you know with Barks root beer, it has that cursive, script writing for the the logo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a silver can, right?
I've never actually seen it. I think it might be an American thing, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm describing it to you. It is a silver can,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's got this script writing on it for the logo. So I take a sip and I put it down, because I'm not going to chug the can of soda.
Yeah.
And I put my can down, and a couple minutes later, I went to go finish the rest of it. Well, it turns out that I put my soda can down next to a can of Coors Light,
Oh no.
which is also silver can with the same exact letter font. So I didn't realize it. Didn't even look at the can. Just picked it up and chugged it.
Oh my god.
And it was piss fucking warm. It was.
I hate beer in general. I could imagine drinking it warm.
It was absolutely disgusting. Like, I didn't even. And the thing is, I didn't react to it right away because I didn't even realize it. But, like, I literally, like, fucking ran my tongue under the kitchen sink. I'm like, bleh, 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 and I'm fucking spitting all over the fucking sink and shit. Like, what the fuck was that?
Oh fuck.
And then I went back and I drank the rest of my root beer, and then my root beer even tasted like shit after that. Oh my god, man! I mean, that was
That's
terrible.
fucking hilarious,
That was the
though.
first. That was the first time I tried beer, and it was a fucking accident.
I'm sorry, but I can't help but laugh at that, even as someone who also just really hates beer.
I told you
Like-
I told you would laugh. Even I laugh
But-
now, looking back at it.
Yeah. So I guess we should get into it. That Nipponichi event was a fucking disgrace.
You said a mouthful, brother.
That was awful. That was like, they announced almost no new titles, despite promising us new titles.
They announced what, 3, maybe 4. Two of them
I
were
think 3.
2 of them were indies, and one of them was terrible.
Yeah. So they announced, I think, 3 new titles from their library. Most of the other stuff is stuff that they've either announced or stuff that's already got a release date that didn't have a trailer before.
And you know what I realized while I was taking a dump before? Some of the stuff they showed tonight, Nintendo had already showed last month during their Nintendo Direct Mini.
Well, yeah, like SNK Heroines was shown during the Direct Mini.
And so was the Ys 8 trailer for their version of it.
Yeah, and okay, before we get into so the 2 guys who presented it for the most part were fucking terrible.
Oh yeah.
They were clearly like company PR guys.
They did get us good on that troll though.
They did. There was a troll at the end where they said like, "Hey, we're gonna go now, bye," and then they ended up playing one final trailer, and we were so pissed, you and I both, that we were like, "No, that can't be real." So they cut to the end card for their stream, and then they're static, and then they play the final trailer. And I thought that was actually pretty clever, because I don't usually fall for that shit. And I was like,
yeah,
they fucking got me.
They got us good with that one. That's the only kudos they're going to get tonight, by the way, pretty much.
Honestly, I will give them kudos for SNK Heroines, because I wasn't going to buy that before. I thought that using items and stuff made that into kind of a party game. But from that trailer alone, it doesn't look like that's the case, and I would honestly encourage people to go out and buy it. Like, I've done a 180 on that.
Although there's another thing that we learned tonight about that game that is not a very good move.
What? That it's wank material?
Well, no, that your 2 characters share a health bar.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting to me. That's, I don't know how I feel about that, because I think that that's really interesting and very strategic, but I also think that it streamlines the game in a lot of ways that aren't particularly good, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, I just don't care for it personally. I think it's a bad idea. I think that at the very least they should have an option where it's like, would you like to play with 2 health bars? And each character gets 1?
Now here's a question for you about that. Do you think that because 2 characters are going to share 1 health bar, that even though you're picking 2 characters to fight with, that most people are probably going to stick with one of the 2 characters most of the time? Like they're always going to stick with their best fighter instead of the
assuming
tag
that
team
you've got,
switching.
An assist button, right? What'll happen is you'll probably play as one character and then have your other character be your assist.
So instead of like the whole tag switch out, which is in the game obviously because it's called Tag Frenzy, but
Yeah, yeah.
but you think that people are just going to, stick with whoever they're best with, and then just have one assist character and pretty much never use them.
It'll be the equivalent of when you play King of Fighters 2000. You can choose team play, which is 3 characters, or solo, or it's 4 characters, I think, or solo play, which is 2. But the way solo play operates is you play as one character, you've got 1 health bar, and the other character is your assist. So I'm assuming that people are going to play it similarly to that.
I mean, that kind of sucks. I was hoping maybe you would have played something closer to Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah.
Or King of Fighters or something, because, that was also an SNK game at one point.
Yeah.
Don't know if it still is or not, but they showed some other games that we were interested in tonight. That Assault Spy game looked really nice.
Yeah, go out and watch the trailer for Assault Spy if you haven't, people in the audience, because, like, I don't like beat-em-ups. That looks really good. And, like, the art style reminds me a lot of, like, Danganronpa, especially for the logo.
Yeah, the logo and the font and everything, and even the graphics had that feel to it. So,
yeah, it had this very, I don't know how I would describe it, like, pop art kind of look to it, almost.
So what did you...
But, like, that looked really good. But then everything else after that was... And, like, I guess... Oh, my God, that last thing that they showed.
Refrain?
Of Darkness. Whatever it was.
Well, the last thing they showed was Labyrinth of Refrain.
Yeah, it was Refrain. It was Labyrinth of Refrain, but the game's subtitle is, like, Coven of Darkness or something.
Okay,
that looked alright. Like, I liked the visual style. I was interested in it, and I'll probably keep up on that. But most of what they've shown are things that are either already up in their store, things that have already been announced, or things that have already gotten trailers in the past. Like, they didn't talk about any of their major IPs, really.
No, they didn't. No Makai Kingdom, no Grand Kingdom, no Disgaea, which is what really set me off.
Yeah. Like, I was kind of going in there hoping that maybe we would see, like, Disgaea 6, or, like, a Makai Kingdom remake / reboot, or, bring back Soul Nomad, please, Nipponichi, just for the love of God. Soul Nomad needs some love. But yeah, like, I was really hoping that we'd get to see that instead. Like, some of that stuff. But it turned out that it was mostly just smaller indie titles.
Yeah, like, some of them were indie, but some of them weren't. And, like, they even showed Labyrinth of Refrain. We've known about that for a few weeks now. The longest 5 minutes we've known about, that was the first thing they showed. I wasn't too crazy about that. You missed that trailer completely because you didn't even know it started. You were just exiting a meeting, if I recall.
Yeah, I was still technically in it. We were just kind of shooting the shit afterwards. And I didn't realize that it had started. I was like, oh shit, I'm late for this.
Yeah, and then they showed the second game. The one that had that really old school feeling to it. That RPG.
Penny Pinching Princess? That looks okay.
No, there was one before that I forgot the name of already.
Me too. Man, I don't remember half of this shit.
Let me see. It's going to be on Twitter. I'll find it in, like, a femtosecond.
It's not super memorable to me.
Labyrinth of Refrain. Toho. We got to talk about that one. Assault Spy. So they only put up 3 of their trailers. But yeah, so, they had that one game that had that RPG feel to it. What the fuck was the name of that game called? That's literally like the only game I can't remember off of this freaking fucking shit show we watched. But
it's like we watched the whole thing. I should have been taking notes, but basically it was like
it's coming out April 3rd. That's the only thing I remember about it. It's coming out April 3rd, and it had that there was something they were talking about the Empire and preserve the Empire and shit.
I mean that means that what's going to happen is you're actually going to be on the side of the Empire at first, and then it's going to turn out the Empire is evil. Because everybody thinks that these Empire guys are actually pretty stand-up dudes, but then it turns out they're the fucking Empire.
I'm gonna look to see if maybe some other website might have it already. SNK Heroines.
I doubt it, man. The
Labyrinth,
event just happened.
Assault Spy. What you call it? Place they have most of it, but they don't have the game we're looking for.
Huh, that's weird.
But yeah, Penny Pinching Princess. That game looked interesting. It looked like an old school, like a Game Boy Advance type game. You know, the graphics for like the Game Boy Advanced. It kind of felt like that with the action beat 'em up style.
It reminded me of a top-down version of Scott Pilgrim on the PS3. Which I know you said you didn't play. That's what it reminded me of. I mean, that's probably, like, the best comparison that I can make.
I played it. I just didn't get very far in it. Like, I couldn't get into it because I never watched the movie. So, like, I didn't get any of the references, didn't know any of the characters, you know?
Oh, okay. I found that it was still a good game, personally. Like, I was a fan of the books and the film and stuff.
So, they showed this game, Happy Birthdays, for the Switch.
That looks so fucking dumb. It's basically just Spore. It's basically just Spore, but, like, slightly worse.
They, they were mainly showing this one as one of those games you take on the go with you.
Yeah.
Personally, I wouldn't even take that game out of the store, let alone out of my house.
Pretty much, eh?
That game just looks so fucking boring. Like, I didn't even understand the premise of it whatsoever. They showed Toho. Are we pronouncing that right? People call it Toho.
Yeah, it's Toho Genso Wanderer, but it's like an updated re-release of it.
I thought people, because I know some people pronounce it Tuhu as well.
No, it's pronounced Toho. I own Genso Wanderer. It's not terrible, but I'm kind of annoyed that I bought the collector's edition for that now.
Yeah, right. Because now, if you want the expanded version, which has all the DLC that you might or might not already own.
I don't have any of the DLC because I didn't actually finish the game. Like, it's not a bad game. I just never got a chance to.
And if you want the extra story stuff that they put into the Switch version, that's the one to get.
Huh. It's kind of annoying.
If you're a Toho fan and you never played this game, this is going to be the one to get. This one, I believe they said it's releasing in March. Or not March, May. I think May 29th. Also, Assault Spy is apparently on Steam's early access, so you can buy it right now. Apparently.
What?
Yeah.
On what systems?
It's on Steam.
God damn it.
PC. It's an early access for PC in May, so you can buy it now and I guess play an early access build of it. But the game itself, the full game, I guess, doesn't come out till May.
Okay.
So they showed that game Lost Child, and holy shit, man, we just zoned out on this one.
I was eating and drinking, and honestly, I looked at the trailer, I was like, okay, now's the best time to eat my food.
We were talking about pizza instead of paying attention to this. It was so bad.
It did not look good. I think that, honestly, like, as far as reveal trailers go, this was if this is in fact... Was there any gameplay shown? Because I didn't actually pay attention.
There was some, but I could not understand heads or tails of it because I was literally, like, zoning out while we were talking about pizza and how your fucking roommates will just eat all the food in the house if, you're not there to help eat it.
Yeah.
While I'm listening to you to continuously pour shots into a fucking glass.
I've still got like a mouthful of vodka that I'm drinking, just kind of sipping on because I don't have to pour another one. I'm at a 7-Up, so I'll have ginger ale. I don't have to switch to whiskey pretty soon.
So, I know we're jumping all over the board here, but I also want to say how... Oh, shit. Oh, there goes the microphone. Almost lost my soda can. Oh, there really goes the microphone now. Can you hear me now? Again?
Huh?
Can you hear me again?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, thank God. So, so I wanted to mention how they said this stream was going to start at 9:30 Eastern time, which is 10:30 for you. And then when the stream, I was about to turn it on, and it mentioned it showed the countdown ticker still said 16 and a half minutes. So then it said under that 9:45. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know why they pushed it back 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Then 9:45 rolls around and it still didn't start. It actually didn't start until closer to 10. And then they played about 10 minutes worth of music before it actually started.
Yeah, complete nonsense.
So if you think about it, this press event was probably even shorter than we thought.
It was only like 30 minutes. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, like 20 or 30 minutes. Like, they didn't show much, although that green screen they were sitting in front of was really fucking cool.
Oh yeah, the way that they portrayed like the logos, I hope they make some of those into actual posters, because my fuck, I want those.
Like, last year, I remember them like being on a stage, or at least something that resembled the stage. This year, It looked like it was just two fucking nerds streaming, talking about all these games from their living room.
I was gonna say from their mom's basement, but that works too.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be that disrespectful. Come on now. But, this show was not very good. I was looking forward to this ever since we started this podcast, and, I mentioned it was going to be today, or yesterday. It was bad. I mean, they showed like 3 new games. 4 new games, really. One of them, which I can't remember for fuck's sake's name. That's going to be on the PS4. Then they showed the Happy Birthdays game. I'm going to buy you that for your birthday, speaking of.
I swear to God.
Then they showed, they showed Genso Wanderer Reloaded. They showed Salt Spy. They showed that one game by Suda51 and Grasshopper. The game is on... Uh-oh, did my computer just freeze?
No, you're still here. You're still good.
Okay, because Audacity froze. That's great. That's not even... That thing froze 20 minutes in. Okay, that's great. Audacity crashed. Anyway, that game they showed by Suda51 and Grasshopper, what was the name of that? They put one version of it on Steam already?
The silver case. The first silver case is currently... So I looked this up. Apparently the silver case is really quite old. And the reason why it wasn't released in the West for a long time is because the silver case... They had to rework a lot of the material for the West. Whereas... So they released the first one a while back, and now they're releasing the sequel soon.
SNK Heroines, we talked about that already for the most part. They actually finally advertised the collector's edition. Even though
I hope people buy that.
Even though it was already shown last month at the Nintendo Mini and like nobody was buying it. They still didn't post that on their Twitter, right?
What, the SNK thing?
Yeah, they posted the collector's edition for Refrain, but not the SNK.
For what? Sorry?
The one for Refrain.
Oh, fuck, I might actually buy that.
They posted that one, but they didn't post the one for SNK Heroines.
That's unfortunate.
Or known as Waifu Titty Fight Game.
You know what? Yeah. I ain't even mad.
Yeah, right? Definitely not. Not ashamed one bit.
Nope. I'll buy it. Fuck, I already own fucking Fate Extella, and that game is literally just which waifu do you like more.
So, we literally covered the entire press conference already. And
how many minutes are we at?
Dude, we're only like touching about 25 minutes in right now.
Well, I mean, like, we could do the news pieces if you want.
We might as well, because we ain't got nothing else to fucking talk about.
I mean, fuck that. Yeah, so, Nipponichi, to sum it up, TLDR, fucking disgrace.
Yeah.
Complete waste of time.
If you haven't watched it, don't waste your time. So, alright, so I'm going to start with this, because it's something you're not going to give a fuck about.
Okay.
Shadowverse is celebrating with a 16 million download event. The game has recently hit 16 million downloads since its launch. Game is celebrating its milestone with free packs for all players. To commemorate the 16 million download milestone event, the game will give away the following rewards now through the 18th of February. Day 1 is a Tempest of the Gods pack. Day 2 is Wonderland Dreams pack. Day 3 is a Starforged Legends pack. Day 4 is a Chrono Genesis pack, which is the newest expansion. And then Day 5, it just repeats. Day 5, Tempest of the Gods. Day 6, Wonderland Dreams. Day 7, Starforged Legends. And Day 8, Chrono Genesis. Furthermore, when participating in unlimited and rotation format ranked matches through February 19th, there is a chance that a treasure chest will appear at the start of the match. By winning said match, you receive one of the following gifts. You could either receive bonus rupees, which you use to buy in-game packs. You can receive bonus card pack tickets for a random card pack. You can receive a gold rarity or higher card from the 5 most recent card sets. You can receive Luna, the Little Necromancer emblem, and her card sleeve. I think I already have the card sleeve. You can check out more on this download by going to their website, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, this game is available for Android, iOS, and PC. So, 16 million downloads is pretty impressive for a game that's been out for less than a year and a half.
That's pretty good, yeah.
What they're doing with Shadowverse, it is a free-to-play collectible card game. This is another game that you really don't have to sink money into to actually be somewhat competent at it. Because even like the worst decks can win once in a while.
Okay.
I am myself not very great at the game. But I can win. I have a Dragoncraft deck that, at least 50-50 will fucking tear apart somebody. But then again, the other 50% I'll get torn apart by terrible draws. So that was, just something I wanted to go over real quick. That'll certainly get me back into logging in, because I haven't touched the game since the end of December when that last expansion came out. So that'll give me something to log into. Fire Emblem Warriors, new DLC with a new patch, version 1.4. With the new patch and the new DLC, character level caps will increase from level 110 to 130. New weapon skill, Critical Adept. Stun gauge is reduced more easily. New weapon skill, Anti-Air Adept, will cause increased damage to enemies knocked into the air. New blessings will be available at the temple. Strength, magic, and skill blessings. These increase the particular stat of every deployed character.
Okay.
Support blessing will increase the stats, the support level more quickly for all characters deployed on a map. Swift blessing will, for a period of time after the battle starts, deal more damage to enemies. From the settings, players can turn on or off the confirmation sequences before and after making emblems. The UI is improved on the map and the menu used to swap characters. In the preparation segment, and bugs, the usual bug fixes and whatnot. The patch will come out on February 15th, so that's next week. The same day the DLC Fire Emblem Warriors is now available. And apparently, I didn't know it was on the 3DS.
It's what?
Fire Emblem Warriors. I didn't know it was out on the 3DS.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, apparently there you go.
That just kind of proves our point from the other day where we said the 3DS is kind of dead, eh?
Yeah. So February 15th, the new DLC and the patch will be out. So that's something to look forward to. I did not even buy the first DLC yet, to be honest.
Me neither. I was going to buy the Season Pass originally, but then that game got really repetitive really fast.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched it in a little while, but I still enjoy it. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
I definitely want to get back to it and buy that DLC. Um, let's get the Nintendo news out of the way real quick. I have another thing here. Let's talk about Pokemon Go. Want to talk about
Oh
Pokemon Go?
Lord.
Pokemon Go the
Not-
fuck away.
Yeah, fucking Pokemon. How about we fucking don't? Pokemon, no.
So, there's a new version of the game coming out, version 0.91.11. There's going to be new quests. There's going to be quests coming to Pokemon Go and whatnot. There's going to be improved in-game news feature. Don't care. The Pokemon collection function now lets trainers search using shiny Pokemon. Don't care.
Wow, I'm so excited.
Various bug fixes and performance updates, the usual. You can now search by shiny Pokemon in the list page. Don't care. Overhauled news section. Blah blah blah. Why are they restating this twice? I don't know. Energy bar rework. Don't care. Device support check. Don't care.
Mm.
New Pokedex display button for Deoxys and Castform. Apparently they were some of the new Pokemon that were added. New ways of storing trainer location. New quest functionality. There are going to be 10 different kinds of quests. You have story quests, which, why are they adding story quests to this?
Honestly, I think that's actually kind of a good idea to get people invested.
But the game is like dead. Who's gonna care?
Yeah, it's just, I never said that it was a bad idea to do it now.
Right.
Anyway. Yeah, I think it's a bad idea to do it now.
So you're gonna have story quests, challenge quests, first catch of the day quest, first Pokestop of the day quest, quest for catching a Pokemon, spin a Pokestop, hatch an egg, walk buddy. Sounds like my uncle's dog's name. Feed a Pokemon, win a gym battle, complete a raid battle, and level up badge. Also, quest multi-part, whatever the fuck that means.
I think they mean multi-part quests.
Yeah, but it doesn't state what it means.
Huh.
Then you have quest attributes, creation, timestamp, completion timestamp, rewards, status, archive / completed, multi-part, context, seed, and goal. Quest characters, quest preconditions, whole bunch of bullshit that nobody's gonna give a fuck about.
Yep.
Move on.
No fucks given.
No fucks given here. I really liked Pokemon Go for about a month.
I liked it for about a week, and then it really got old really fast.
It was cute for about a month. That was about it. How about this one? Capcom CEO promises to focus on quality control in the future in their titles. How about that? Because
okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
there hasn't been much of that lately.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
A recent public letter from Capcom CEO Kenzo Sugimoto has been released in which he talks about esports, the focus on esports in Capcom that they worked on in recent years. And I quote, "We all at Capcom have been building esports with our Street Fighter brand outside of Japan for the past 10 years. We are committed to laying down the foundation to make this year's esports year one within Japan, drawing upon the markets we have already developed in the US and Europe.
Okay.
We will move forward to promote esports with the full force of our organization." What does that have to do with quality control in your video games?
I think what they mean is they want to make their games better so that they're actually viable for esports. Cough, cough. MVCI. Cough, cough.
That game was a total shit show.
I don't give a shit anymore. Honestly, nothing surprises me.
There was also something else in his letter. Quote, again, "Last year it was uncovered that there have been widespread product quality data falsifications at major Japanese manufacturers. The discovery deeply affected the operations of these companies and the brands they had developed over many long years.
Okay.
He states that the quality of our game's software is a vital matter, and one with which our entire company must be involved, and that we will strive to create games that delight all of our customers by prioritizing their needs and thoroughly administering strict quality control. Because after Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, you
kind of need to.
You need to step it up, because that game was terrible. Everything about that game was terrible.
I played story mode. That was enough for me to know not to get it. So
the story mode was terrible. It really was.
The demo, oh my god, that was awful.
The game as a whole was terrible. What do we got here? This is a cool one. Crash Insane Trilogy may be coming to the PC and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I actually saw this one earlier today.
A licensing manager in an interview for Licensing Source Book Europe may have accidentally revealed that Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is coming to the PC and Nintendo. Rumor.
Yeah, it's a rumor, but I hope it's true.
As well as
I'm going to get it for PS4 anyway, but...
As well as a new game coming in 2019.
Another Crash Bandicoot? ? Rumor.
According to the manager, Jesus Christ. The game was a huge success at retail. No marketing spend, and we'll be going to... What the fuck was that?
My PS4 controller fell out of my hand.
We'll be going to Nintendo Switch and PC in 2018. There will also be a new game coming in 2019, and this is all part of Activision's 5-year plan for the franchise. Oh, shit. New Crash coming next year? Hint, hint. Rumor, rumor?
I hope so.
Oh, boy. Hey, maybe they're just going to remaster that really good Crash game before it started to suck dick on the PS2.
Oh, Twinsanity?
Yes.
Twinsanity's really good. Oh, man. Oh, I hope so. I hope that's fucking true. I hope that's an accurate statement.
So, part of me doesn't want the PC and Nintendo people to play this game, because I always grew up with Crash Bandicoot being exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah, get a fucking PlayStation, you fucking normies.
Yeah, you goddamn scrub lord motherfuckers.
Ugh, Jesus.
But a part of me wants these people who don't want to play PlayStation for whatever fucking reason. A part of me still wants these people to be able to play this game.
I'm sorry, I just had the last drink of my vodka, and it was like all vodka.
And Gaming Bolt, you stupid motherfuckers. Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3 is not a hard game, you dumb fucks.
No. The first one is, to some extent. They
released a top 15 hardest levels in video games video yesterday, whatever.
Okay.
And they stated that Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3, the trilogy, are known to be hard games.
They actually kind of are, though.
Crash Bandicoot 2 is not that hard.
Okay, no, 2 is not that hard. I haven't played 3, but the first one kind of is.
Yes, I'll agree with that. The first one is hard. The second one is much easier. Except for, like, the last couple of levels and the secret levels.
Also, those fucking bridge levels are really irritating.
That's how, well, they actually picked the high road bridge level. And I'm like...
Yeah, no, that's fair. The high road's fucking stupid.
But I think it's not as hard as Stormy Descent, their DLC level, but it's whatever.
Stormy Ascent. Stormy Ascent's fucking retarded, though. Like, it's wicked tough.
Yeah, that's... did I say Descent?
Yeah, you said Descent.
I said that in their fucking... I said that in their comment section, too. I called it Stormy Descent. Jesus Christ. But Crash Bandicoot 3 is a fucking cakewalk compared to the first game.
Yeah. I've only played 1 and 2.
Yeah, if you ever play 3, dude, you're gonna, like, breeze through that game, and you're not even gonna realize you're done with it already.
I never finished the first one. I beat the first I beat the first 3 bosses, and then I was kind of done.
Well, you saw me beat it last year for Extra Life, right?
Yeah. I think I was sitting in on your Extra Life stream. I had to take a phone call at one point, but...
Yeah, when I beat it that night, that was the first time I've ever beaten the game out of the 20 years that it was been released.
Jesus.
That's how hard that fucking game is. Hong Kong 97, I had previously asked you if you were familiar at all with this fucking turd of a game.
The Angry Video Game Nerd once did a video on it, I believe.
So, apparently, since this game has gotten some kind of cult following for whatever fucking reason, the creator of the game has been bombarded with questions about the game, and it's pissed him off enough that he had to come out and say something about it. It turns out that his goal was to make the worst game possible.
That's hilarious.
He was previously not a game designer, and he wanted to make the shittiest game possible.
Okay.
However, he wants people to forget this game ever existed. He is sick and tired of people asking him about this game, why it's so bad, why it's this, why it's that, and he says he just wants people to forget about it.
That's fair.
However, the one thing he did not come out and talk about is whether or not that corpse, like when you die in the game, a picture of a corpse is on screen as your game over screen.
Okay.
Now, there has been a lot of questions as to whether or not that corpse is an actually real dead body or not. And this is the question he did not come out and answer. So we still don't know if that's real or not. And God help everybody. I hope that is fake.
I hope not. It's kind of fucked up.
I mean, the whole game is fucked up, man.
That's true.
I mean, you need to be on some kind of high to appreciate this shit. I really didn't want to read this article. I just wanted to talk about it for shits and giggles, really. So I kind of just picked little bibs and bobs from it. I guess we're not going to do a part 3 after all. Shit. And I promised.
What are we going to do next?
I promised
next piece.
I promised a Street Fighter V Arcade Edition review for part 3, and there isn't going to be one.
I mean, we could always wait until next week, or you could just do it before we after the end of the news.
Nah, I'll do it next week because there's actually a little bit more I want to play with that fucking game.
Okay.
So are you familiar with the Neptunia games at all?
I love them. Correction. I played the first one. I thought the gameplay was kind of shitty, but I really, 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 fucking really enjoyed the writing. The writing's really good.
Have you played any games afterwards in the series?
Nope, just the first one and Rebirth.
So you did
first Rebirth.
Okay, so you are familiar at least with the series to some.
Yeah, I'm familiar enough. I would like to get back into them.
Honestly, don't play if you're gonna get back into them. Don't play the fucking spinoffs. They're fucking a waste of time.
No, I've heard they're really bad.
Don't play the spinoffs. Although Neptunia U Action Unleashed is fun for about an hour. It's a hack and slash game, but it's kind of broken. Like, Jesus Christ, you could tell how cheaply made that was.
Okay.
Cyber Dimension Neptunia is the newest one that's on the PS4. I have yet to play that one myself. But I want to play it. Play Rebirth 2 and 3, definitely. If you play Rebirth 2 and 3, then there's no reason to play the other PS3 ports. Because all they are Vita and PC ports of the original 3 games.
Yeah.
So, the reason I asked you this, because Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth Plus, which is just a remaster of the PlayStation Vita and PC port of the first Neptunia Rebirth game, is coming to the PS4 in Japan.
Ain't even mad. I hope it makes it to the West, because I really want to play the first one again, because I did not finish it.
Personally, I agree with you. Because while I enjoyed the game on the Vita, the graphics are going to be that much better. You won't have to stare at that little fucking screen to play it. And what I honestly think they should do, though, is take all 3 Rebirth games and put them on one disc.
Honestly, yeah, if you could get a Rebirth HD collection, that'd be pretty awesome.
Because you know damn well that they're going to be able to fit all of that on a PS4 disc.
I mean, it's a Blu-ray. It can hold, a shit ton.
So on February 5th, Idea Factory in Japan announced that they will be porting a remake of Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth to the PlayStation 4 under the title Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth Plus. Currently, there is no news if Idea Factory International will port the game in the West. It will be interesting to see what else Idea Factory has planned, such as enhanced remakes of Rebirth 2 and 3, or even possible Nintendo Switch ports.
Okay.
So, and there is a tweet here, but it's all in Japanese. I can't read a fucking lick of it. Honestly, part of me likes this, part of me hates this.
Yeah, I don't like the business. Like, I don't like it from a business perspective, but I like it from a. I guess I like it from a personal perspective, though. Like, I don't know.
I'm glad they slowed down from making Neptunia games every other fucking month for that period of time that they did. When they released
where you got
5 games in 1 year.
Hyper Devotion Noir, Mega Tag Mention Blanc, Action Unleashed, and then a couple of the a few Rebirth games.
Yeah, it was
fucking ridiculous.
It was Rebirth 2 and 3, Hyper Devotion Noir, Action Unleashed, I think was that year.
Yeah, and Hyper Tag Mention Blanc, I think was the other one, wasn't it?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, that one was in October of that same year. So yeah, 5 games in 1 year was fucking ridiculous. I'm glad they slowed down with that. I know coming to the West soon is the VR/remake of Victory 2 on the PS4, which if you haven't played that one, you really need to play that one.
I saw that they have V2 actually at my local GameStop.
Yes,
I was going to pick it up the other day, but
pick it up.
But I haven't played the rest of them.
Pick it up!
But I haven't played the rest of them. Fuck off.
You don't have to play the rest of them to understand.
But I want to.
Oh my god, you don't have to play the rest of them to understand the story of this one.
No, I know, but I want to anyway.
Well, I mean, yes, play the other ones, but pick this one up.
Okay,
Literally,
fine.
Victory 2 is the best Neptunia game right now. And I hope they bring this to the West. Like I said, instead of milking the fucking cash cow that is the Neptunia series, instead of porting these games to the PS4 one at a time, they should just save people's wallets and put them on one disc, make a collector's edition for it, because you know they will, and sell it. Simple as that. That's how I feel about it. It would be easy, but you know what? That's what they should do. But you know they're not going to, apparently. The last thing is we're going to end on some fucking Nintendo news. Yay.
Okay.
Hideki Kamiya says that asking for Bayonetta on the PS4 is like asking for Zelda and Mario on the PS4.
Oh, that's a shame.
What kind of statement is that? Like, how do you compare the two?
Okay. Basically, the reason... Okay. Kamiya is known for, and pardon me for saying this, he's a very talented man, but he's also a huge fucking asshole.
Because the original Bayonetta game is on Steam, and it was born on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So why wouldn't we get a PS4 port of it? They don't own the entire... Nintendo does not own the official rights to the original game. Only 2 and 3.
No, they don't. But I don't know. I just think it's Kamiya being Kamiya.
It says, looks like the future Bayonetta titles won't see release on non-Nintendo platforms anytime soon. According to Platinum Games' outspoken game designer Hideki Kamiya, the chances of bringing Bayonetta to a competitor's console in this day and age is extremely slim. Okay, dickhead, then why did we get it on Steam about 6 months ago? He even likened the unlikely scenario by requesting Nintendo to approve Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda for PlayStation 4, which is never going to happen.
I mean, Christ, if only.
I mean, first of all, his... what is that called? An analogy?
Yeah, it's an analogy.
It's completely fucking wrong, because Mario and Zelda have never been on a competing platform. Never will. Bayonetta was at one point.
Yeah.
So his analogy is fucking retarded. His logic is fucking retarded. And the fact that he even said that is fucking retarded. His tweet says...
Sickening.
His tweet says if Ninty, he calls it Ninty instead of Nintendo. If Ninty says yes, it's yes. So ask Ninty. Also, ask about Mario and Zelda for PS4. Get lost. And he says this all in caps. He goes, get lost. And he replied to a tweet, some guy named Danverton. He said, no more Bayonetta on PS4. This coming from a designer at Platinum Games that makes these games.
Yeah, well, he's known for being kind of an asshole.
It sure sounds like one.
Like I said, Kamiya is a very talented man, but he's also kind of a prick. And I don't think that his talent excuses the fact that he's an asshole.
Oh, we didn't talk about The Witch and the 100 Nights too. I totally forgot about that one. For the, For the Nis America showcase. The thing was so bad that was like the only, probably the brightest, shining fucking beacon of light in that shit show next to SNK.
Oh, I guess we didn't. Shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's really not much to say about it. It was only a gameplay trailer, which they didn't even show much gameplay of. They basically just showed the characters and some of the English voice acting. So even then, there really isn't anything to say about it. Well, I thought, folks, there was going to be a part 3 to this podcast. I had a Street Fighter V Arcade Edition review that's going to wait until next week, when we can actually focus on stuff that isn't going to piss us off, hopefully.
I'd hope so.
Cypher might be 50% less drunk than he is right now.
I'm pretty much sober right now.
And hopefully the next press conference we cover won't suck dick.
Fuck, I hope so.
So, with that being said, Cypher, you have any closing comments for part 2 of episode 6?
Yeah, for whatever reason, it seems like my liver is just God, because I am almost sober and I have been drinking constantly. Like, I just stopped, like, maybe 10 minutes ago. And already I feel fine.
Wow, that is a fucking
I'm kind of scared, honestly. I don't know what this means for my tolerance.
That is an iron fucking liver you got there.
Yep.
So, closing comments for myself, I think the news we covered in part 1 was a lot better than the shit we covered today.
Yeah, definitely.
That's kind of why I saved this stuff for like the second half, because I knew it was a lot more lackluster. Hopefully, Nippon Ichi will announce at some point the Disgaea 1 PS4 remake for the West, since it was already announced in Japan. I hope they announce a new Disgaea game at some point, or Makai Kingdom, or Phantom Brave, or Soul Nomad. Something, because they're really neglecting their old series. The shit that put them on the map right now.
Like, I think Nippon Ichi's a really good a good publishing company. Don't get me wrong. But they seem to be more focused on that than they are on the stuff that they actually develop in-house, which is really unfortunate.
I mean, it's cool that they're giving more chances to their lesser-known staff to develop indie games for the company.
Yeah.
But you also got to make games that are going to make you money to keep you in business.
Mm.
That's what I think about it. I mean, okay, they're publishing SNK Heroines. That's going to make them some money, but we don't know how well it's going to do. We don't know how well Ys 8 on the Switch is going to do after the shit show of a launch that it was on the PS4 and the PS Vita. Thankfully, they're going to actually port the fixed version of the game to the Switch, and they're not going to have to worry about fixing it again. And we still don't know the name of that game that we can't think about from earlier tonight, last night, whatever. So, I think we did it. There's going to be no surprise episode 3. I don't think so at all. There has
Surprise,
to be
motherfucker.
there has to be some serious fucking news and a decent amount of it to drop this weekend for there to be a part 3.
Oh no, we're sorry. We forgot to give you the Disgaea 6 announcement trailer.
Yeah. Well,
Fucking only.
yeah, right. Well, guys, for Cypher, the fucking Vada, the vodka fucking Russian
Yes!
vodka fucking, I can't remember the Punch-Out guy's name. I was trying to make a reference joke and I failed miserably.
Something, my name is Comrade Yuri. It's a pleasure to meet you.
My name is The Rose. Follow us on our social media. All of our links are down below in the description box as always. And until next week, as always, we'll catch your ass down the road.